Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's that time of year, never too early to get into the holiday spirit. And with that being said, I've got two brand new inexpensive DIYs for you. Stay tuned. So starting out with the supplies, you guys, I had wood glue. I didn't end up using it though. My X-Acto knife, this faux wood vinyl, which I dry brushed with some chalk white paint, my glue gun, of course, some leftover styrofoam, and hurricane vases that I got from the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do now is just take that foam poster board, and I'm just going to measure about how high I want the box that I'm making to be in reference to the vinyl. And as you see here, I'm just putting a little slit inside of the foam board. Now as I'm making the cuts in the foam board, I am not cutting completely through. I am just cutting the top layer so that it can fold, and I want to shape it into a box around the hurricane faces, of course. So now I'm just using another piece of the foam board as a straight edge so I can cut off completely the top of this foam board, because I want it to be a little bit lower so the hurricane vases are showing clearly on the top. And here you have it, guys. This is the shape, I guess you could call the foundation of the faux wood box that I'm making. It came up a little bit short. I didn't have enough foam board to go all the way around, but I'm just cutting a piece to complete it all the way. And now I'm just going to take that little piece of foam board that I cut to complete the square box, well, the rectangle box, and I'm going to hot glue it together. I will let it sit for just a moment, and then I will get started with the second step. So now guys, now that that is dry, I'm going to show you how I cut the vinyl, and I did the other pieces off camera, but I'm just going to do this one to show you how I did it. I just lined the vinyl up with the sides of the box, and I just left maybe a centimeter on each side for when I glue, and I'm just making a slit in the vinyl with my X-Acto knife. And I'm just going to lay it down on this leftover foam board that I have on the table, and I'm going to use another piece of vinyl as a straight edge to just cut it. So on to making the base for this centerpiece. What I did is I took some leftover Amazon styrofoam and I just cut it to size using what I already created as a measurement. And after I did that, what I will be doing is taking some hot glue, and I am just going to put hot glue at the bottom of it, and what I will do is slide it in through the top, and I'll just let it sit and dry for maybe about 10 minutes. So now that that is all dry, what I'm going to do is just put on these faux pieces of vinyl with the hot glue. And it dries very quickly, so my suggestion is to move fast. So for the sake of the video, guys, I did not allow that to dry overnight, but I do suggest that you do. So right now I'm just inserting the hurricane vases inside of the box, and I'm going to cut up this old floral foam that I got out of my craft closet. And it does keep the hurricane vases steady, and it keeps them from moving around, and it's also great, of course, to stick all the picks and all the flowers in. So you guys, here's the fun part for me. Just putting things in places that feel right to me, things that look balanced. As I've said 1,000 times before, I'm not a professional, but I just like to have fun with it and make sure it's appeasing to my eye. Now, I know I do a ton of floor arrangements as far as DIYs and for home decor. One, I feel that they're a really inexpensive way to spruce up your home and make it look festive for any holiday, but it's also what I'm good at, so it's definitely something that I do quite a bit. If you are interested in seeing something completely different or out of my wheelhouse of expertise, let me know and I'll definitely rack my brain for some different ideas for you guys. So guys, I'm all finished and I'm absolutely in love with this piece. Usually my floor arrangements definitely come out better than I had imagined. And this only cost me, let's say, a total of, I think I had about 3 new florals. I had quite a few old picks, and the hurricane glasses were old, and the free styrofoam. So yeah, this project was actually under $5, you guys. And it's so pretty. It'd be great as a centerpiece. It'd be great on a mantle, anything. So moving on to the next DIY, I'll be making ornaments for the Christmas tree. And what I'll be using is the burlap that you see on the right, which is just some old burlap that I had on hand, some old Christmas picks, some old Christmas berries. Now these garland ties are new. I got these little wedding favor buckets from the Dollar Tree. They are new, and I got them, of course, in the celebration section. I found those sticks out in my yard and some styrofoam. So now what I'm doing is just trying to cut some styrofoam in the shape of a really bad circle, so that whenever I insert the picks or the little logs inside of the tin buckets, they will have something steady at the bottom to stick into. So these picks are from last year, and I'm just tearing them apart because it's way too big, and I'm just trying to pair them together, whether I want the pine cone, whether I want the little birch sticks that I found out in my yard, which the El Paso heat and sun dried and bleached to death. It literally dries everything, your skin, you name it, your flowers. But they came out looking really nice, but they were just a little too big for the tin bucket, so I didn't use them. So what I'm doing is just using the picks and the very small pine cones and just trying to arrange them in the tin bucket to see how they look best. So now what I'm going to do is take all of this burlap scrap, I guess you could call it, the threads that have unraveled from the burlap cloth that I had, and I'm going to wrap it around the tin bucket. You can do this with either nautical rope or jute twine. Either one that you may have would be fine. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you up close, is I'm just going to put some hot glue here around the edge of the tin bucket. What I did is I took a couple of pieces of jute twine and I tied them together and I stuck it in the glue, and I just continue to wrap around and around and around, and it dries pretty quickly. I put a dollop of glue on the very end of the last piece of the scrap thread, and it was all finished. So you guys, here is the second DIY all completed. I find them so adorable. I think I actually want to make more. I will be having 2 Christmas trees this year. So what I did not show you guys in the footage is how I tied a little white ribbon on it so that I can hang it on the tree easily. I hope you all enjoyed both of these inexpensive DIYs, and I hope I gave you some inspiration and ideas for the upcoming holiday, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!